action. Impress me when they watch it, but I don't know what to do. Now you come into my life, but you walking out the door, and I'm like, oh na na no, I'm like, oh na na no, you are the flower, and I am the bee. I know you don't want no go what, so come right with me.
Okay, so let's try this again. Can't be Simone. As I told you before, I wanted to film this down on the beach, but now me reach home and me done take a fresh, and so I feel like maybe it's better if it's filmed here. So I went missing off of YouTube again. It's kind of my thing now, isn't it? Let me not say it's kind of my thing. I've done it like maybe like twice, you know, maybe twice, and I had valid reasons, and for the same reason that it was before, your girl got pregnant. So Labby wheel it up. What's the last video I posted? I don't even know. I'm going to run this here like chronologically so that it can make sense in my brain and it can make sense in your brain, but mostly in my brain, because I got pregnancy brain and a lot of things don't be making sense and I don't be remembering a lot. So hopefully I remember everything I gotta say. But yeah, so there was Zion's birthday in July. You see that vlog there, right? Yeah. So there was Zion's birthday, and then immediately after Zion's birthday we had family reunion, which was in July, and then like the ending of July, and then that I take up a lot of my time, and I vlogged the whole reunion. Like I had the planning stages, which took a year to plan, and then I vlogged the whole reunion. So I have all those clips that I need to put out, and all those videos that I have to post for you guys that never got posted, and they will be posted because that's a lot of content. Okay, so I'm finna post it. Okay. So I'm gonna be going back a year, going back, and then we're gonna bring it forward. Y'all know how I do, right? So we had family reunion, and then after family reunion was literally into the week of Culturama. So family reunion the first week, then Culturama, and then after Culturama, your girl got pregnant. It was not a oopsie. It was not a mistake. I got pregnant on purpose. This was the plan, okay? So for all the people and them who are going like me not gonna free will, for all the people them that are going like me not gonna free will, and going like my husband just jump on top of me, and he not giving a break. Oh, he not giving a break, boy. Are you gone again? Yeah, it was a plan, guys. Me and my sister, me born May of 1995, my sister born June of 1996. That is what I wanted for myself. Yes, 2 under 2 is a lot, and I didn't even get that for myself because it got stretched a little bit because I really didn't want to be pregnant during the reunion. But I wanted my kids to be close, because I'm not finna have a child in high school and another one in preschool. That is not the life that I'm finna live, okay? No. I want the two of them grow up together, let them fight amongst each other. Eventually they will learn to like each other, and they could share everything. It's cheaper on me. It's easier on me. In the beginning, I know that it will be a little difficult, but yeah, it's gonna get better in the future. Right? So it was a choice. It was a choice. I chose to do this. Okay. So I got pregnant like maybe the second week of August. Was it the second week? When you go to the doctor and they ask you for the date, I think like the 19th of August was the date of my last period. So yeah, that happened. Let me tell you something, right? Let me preface all of this by saying this is my experience. This is not everybody else's experience. This is my experience. I am not the rule. I am not the standard to go by, okay? Some people have great pregnancies. I am not one of them. Majority of people have great pregnancies. I am not one of them. I already made a video about my pregnancy experience with Zion. And this baby, I was optimistic. And I thought maybe since that one was so bad, that one yeah would be good. No, it was not. It was terrible. It was way, 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 way worse. Okay? Yeah. So, as I say, do not use me and say, oh, Tara's had a terrible pregnancy. Tara's pregnancy, them does be so bad, and let me deter you from wanting to have children, because you could have a very beautiful pregnancy. There are women out there who say that, oh, pregnancy, they rather than pregnant self than they rather than normal self. They have great pregnancies, their skin glow and their hair grow and the food just tastes so much better and this, that and the other. They love being pregnant. There are women like that out there, okay? I am just not it. For some reason, I am not one of the chosen people to populate this earth. There are people who are chosen to populate this earth. I am not one of them. And I have accepted that. If me coulda if me coulda follow through with a lot of these pregnancies, I probably would have got 5 children, because that's what I used to want. I always wanted a big family. It's just not working out for me, so I'm not having any more. I'm serious this time. Nobody come and say, oh, that what you are say. Oh, allow me to say so. No, me very serious. Not do it again. Never in my life ever doing this shit again. Okay, so literally I got pregnant. Technically they just say you're pregnant based on the way how they track your pregnancy is that you're pregnant based on the date of your last period, right? So that means like 2 weeks out of your pregnancy you're not actually pregnant. So call it week 3. From week 3, the week I actually conceived the child, I knew I was pregnant. I knew it. I don't even get no time to go no fun. I've been getting no time to practice. I got pregnant the first time. The first try, I got pregnant. And the reason why I knew is because I instantly got sick. With Zion, I got sick maybe week 7, week 8. That's when I started feeling a little bit queasy. Yeah, no. From the first day, from dead dot, it was chaos. It was pure sickness. And at first, it was just like, oh, okay, the nausea start. Me start to feel a little bit off, you know what I mean? So it's like you tell yourself, okay, this is just the normal ebb and flow of pregnancy. You're gonna get better eventually, like by week 7 or so. Maybe you're gonna ease off since me start so early. Maybe you're gonna end early. No. I started feeling sick from the first week there. I tried to tough it out and I got all the symptoms that I had with Zion. All of it came back, and all of it came rushing back with a vengeance. Like the smells and the nausea and the headaches and the twitching. The twitching came back, guys. The twitching and like, come on, I think Zion is awake. I am only on the week 1. Y'all, the child done woke up. Anyways, the twitching came back a lot. It was a lot. Okay, ignore the baby. Ignore the baby in the background. Hopefully he goes back to sleep so I can finish this video. Okay, so yeah, all the symptoms came back and more. I'm pretty sure me still got a list in my phone of all my pregnancy symptoms from Zion. I did not list any pregnancy symptoms this time because it was just too much. It was all the pregnancy symptoms I had before plus. So yeah, wait there. I want to tell her just now. Just now, me and tell Uno. So, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yeah, so I don't know if I remember the Pepto Bismol commercial, but yeah, I had nausea, heartburn, acid reflux, scent aversion, thought aversion. So me could have think of something and make myself vomit. Mood swings. I was very emotional. Cravings, crazy dreams, spitting, the spitting, the spitting. The like the spitting mean get so bad that me had to force myself to stop. Like me literally had to force myself to stop because me been a gross out myself. I was grossing out myself. I couldn't do it anymore. Spitting, temperature sensitive. So I would be extra hot, extra cold, trembling for no reason. Yeah, it was not it. Muscle spasms, so my hands them would do things what me not tell them must do, before them would do things I did not tell them to do. The twitching, I was exhausted, I didn't feel like eating, cramps, lightning crotch, headaches, carpal tunnel, heartburn, crazy dreams, constipation, frequent urination, out of breath, did not like eating, traumatized from the nausea, so I was afraid to throw up, all of that there, right? That from Zion, eh? Me had all of that there plus. It's like it was intensified. So, as I tell you, I mean, I'm pregnant from about week 3. I did not take a test until week, I think I didn't take a test until week 7 or 8. Because I knew I was pregnant. So I was just like, why even bother taking a test? Why even burden myself with the thought of, actually knowing, because I know. So I didn't take a test because I was just like, okay, when we take a test, I got to go by the doctor. I didn't want to go too early because the last time with Zion and I went too early, they had to use the probe to do the other one. Instead of the ultrasound on your belly, they had to do the other one because I was too small. So I didn't want to go too early because I didn't want the probe. So I waited. Took the test, obviously, come back pregnant because obviously me pregnant. And I was already over it at that point, and that was just the beginning. But me try tough it out, you know what I mean? Because in my brain, I'm like, it has to get better. It has to get better. This can't be it. Me not think that me gonna be sick for the whole pregnancy. And this I got to be better than Zion 1. Zion 1 in an extreme case, right? That what me tell myself. Okay, fine. Went to the doctor, found out that me pregnant. Boop. The first appointment doesn't really be nothing special. It just does be like, yeah, you're pregnant. There's the baby, there's the heartbeat. But what you see a little blump on the screen. Fine. I go back for my other appointment. Can't remember what week it was, and I was sick. Like the spitting and the smells and everything, I was terrible. And so I was telling the doctor that I really don't feel good. She was just like, I'm just, the typical, eat cracker and eat little bit of this and eat that and whatever. Went back for my other appointment, and I told her, listen, I can't do this. I cannot do this anymore. You need to give me something. Me need some kind of help. So she gave me these tablets to help with the nausea. I cannot remember the name of the tablets. It start with a D. They're brown. They're like a birth control pills. And I had to take one every 12 hours. So give me the tablets them. She said it was a combination of vitamin B and gravel, which is supposed to make you stop vomit or whatever. And she said everybody else swear by them and how that I was saved them during their pregnancy and whatever. So I'm just like, yes, give me the drugs because I cannot do this. This is too much for me. Me can't function. Like I literally could not function. Fine. Start to take the tablets them. Let's bear in mind Zion is home with me every day. Because me done stop work. Like after me come back from England, like my father's funeral, I stopped going into the office to work because it didn't make any sense anymore. Like Zion was now starting to crawl. He was also speaking and he kept on screaming, die. Like die, like that, how he would scream. And like when them on meetings and stuff, we don't need a baby in the office screaming die. Yeah, it's not conducive to the business setting, to the office setting. So I started staying home with him. So Zion would be home with me all day, right? And I started taking these tablets. Now these tablets, I got every single side effect that these tablets can give you. I got them. The only good thing is I stopped vomiting. So, and when I say I stopped vomiting, let me not make it sound like, oh, it was a complete stop. I would still feel sick. I would still feel nausea. Nausea is just that like with pregnancy vomiting, is like you can't help yourself but to, you have to get it out. At least it wasn't prompting me to have to get it out. It just, it mellow out a little bit. But all the other symptoms then what came with it, the upset stomach, like my belly been a hot me. I was exhausted, like I could not, like it made me lethargic, like I could not keep my eyes open. With a 1-year-old, I run around my house and I can't keep my eye open. Like me used to just lie down all day. I was so drowsy. It gave me extreme mood swings. And then this is the panicky part. It gave me depression and I was having suicidal thoughts. And so I was toughing it out. I think I had like 2 trays of it. I finished like 1 tray. And as I say, in a tray like a birth control tray. And the tablet them very small. And you have to take one every 12 hours. And what I noticed was after you start to get to the end of the 12 hours, like it saving me from vomiting, it started to fade. So all the symptoms that came along with it, with the tablet, started to fade as well. So maybe just like, okay, so this literally only does work up until the 11th, 12th hour. So it was like I would be this lethargic zombie. Like my brain used to move slow. Everything around me been moved in a slow motion. And I would be this zombie, and then coming down to when it would start to ease off, all of a sudden me would turn back into myself. Me would start laughing and joking, and all of a sudden me got energy. And so sometimes I wouldn't take the second pill because obviously you got to take it every 12 hours. So I wouldn't take the second pill. I would only take 1 a day instead of taking 2 a day. And that's when I started realizing, oh, the tablet is what is doing this to me. Because it was kind of hard differentiating whether it was the tablet or if these were new pregnancy symptoms that I just hadn't experienced with Zion. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay. So while I'm taking the tablets, then me get these suicidal thoughts like, oh yeah, just jump over the balcony. Just fling yourself over the balcony. Just throw yourself down the stairs. Nobody gonna miss you. Nobody gonna care. And granted, suicide, not a joke. All of that kind of stuff. It's nothing to play about. But those were the thoughts that I was having, right? But I am trying to toughen this out. Me try to tough this out. I'm like, yo, me a real G. Me could do this. I am just a ball. Me just a ball for no reason. Balling for literally no reason upon them tablets there. Me could not help myself. Me could not help myself. It was a bit much. It was a bit much. I was not myself. I didn't like it. And I feel like if I was not mentally strong, something bad probably could have happened to either me or had a baby. It was a bit much. It was definitely a bit much. I have to pee. I'm coming back. Oi, I'm back. Sorry. I gotta find a comfortable position again. Okay. So, I'm going to tell you the exact day. So, I toughed it out. I tried my best. I really did to tough it out. I was like, okay, I can't be a wuss. You know what I'm saying? I can't be a wuss. I need to toughen this out. I'm going through my pictures. I need to find the first time I went to hospital. Now, the reason why I'm going through my pictures is because every time I went to the hospital, I took a picture. I took a picture of myself in the hospital because every time I would go to the hospital, they would ask me when was the last time I was here. because I became such a frequent flyer. They would ask me when was the last time I was here, and I couldn't remember. So I started taking pictures. I'm coming, y'all. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. I don't even know if I took a picture of the first time I went. But based on whichever picture I find first, that one I'm going to go off of. See, I didn't take a picture the first time I went. I think this was the second time I went. Yeah, this might have been the second time I went. Anyways, the date is November 5th, right? So I tell her I'm pregnant from August. I can't remember words. I toughened it out. That word? Toughened it out. Let's go with that. I toughened it out, and if it's not a word, then I made it a word. Judge your mama. Yeah. So I toughened it out, and I would show you all the pictures. I'm gonna put them on the screen. So November 5th, I went to the hospital, and I woke up the morning, and I looked like death. I looked like a shell of myself. My skin looked gray. I looked pale. I couldn't tell what was wrong with me, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink any water. I couldn't drink any fluids. Let me say fluids, not only water. I couldn't drink fluids. I couldn't eat. I was crying, and I couldn't stop myself from crying. And me is a Bacalandian. You understand? And by saying that me is a Bacalandian, I mean me no grow up a tongue. So hospital, if you no grow up a tongue, you would know. Hospital is not the first place you would run to. You run to the bush. You drink some kind of bush for whoever you're sick with. If you were anything like my mother, she thought she was a doctor. And she had books what had in all the different ailments and all the different cures for the different ailments. So my mother used to know how to fix everything and every problem. So hospital was never the first thing that I be run to whenever I get sick or whatever. And the tongue people just do it because the hospital right there. I've been at a hospital right there, so we never used to do that. Okay? So for me, hospital is never the first resort. I have, before this stint, meaning this pregnancy, I have never seen inside the emergency room. Like, I have never been in the triage. No. Like, my last pregnancy with Zion, I think that the first time we went in the triage for a bee sting. When I was pregnant with Zion, I had a bee sting, and we went to maternity ward, and that was it. Like, I just wasn't a hospital person. I just never used to get sick. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah. So back to the day. Back to the day. So let's call it November 5th. I think it was before that, though. I definitely think it was before that, because there's a picture in my phone before that, and I know I was in the hospital before that picture. So I went to the hospital. No, I was crying in the morning. And my husband, who is from town, so he's a hospital person, and he was just like, do you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, well, what is wrong? And I was like, I don't know. And he said, I think you need to go to the hospital. And I was just like, okay. Me start to get all nervous, because I remember me crying so, and part of me just did not want to know what was wrong with me, because if you don't know, then you don't know what you're panicking about. You get what I'm saying? So it's easier if you know that what you're panicking about. Know you got a problem before you just kind of feeling that you got a problem, right? So I messaged my medic, my medic non-emergency. She knows who she is. I messaged her and I asked her. She's a doctor, by the way. I asked her if she's at work today. She said, yes, she is. I said, well, I'm going to come in because I am a mess and I don't really want to have anybody else deal with me right now, right? So this is me, I ball up myself, but me a message, so she don't know me a ball up myself. But I did tell her that I was a mess. And so me thinking, okay, me a real G, Me and toughen this out, me go in a hospital, handle this. Man, I'm a G, right? Bitch, I'm in the waiting room. Can me tell them one must drop me off. I say he not got to come, just drop me off. Because obviously he got Zion. There's no reason for Alabi to just be up there sitting down. I'm pretty sure it's nothing, right? I just needed to go to the hospital to tell these doctors that this medication is not working and it's making me feel crazy and y'all need to give me something else. That is the intention that I had going in there. Went in the waiting room. Me throat tight. I may try to hold it in. Me try not to cry. The minute the woman called me name, the nurse come out from the triage room and she called me name. Therese not start to bust down with bawling in the emergency room. I mean in the what at the name, in the outpatient. Shame, and me can't stop myself from bawling. Nothing so shame like I'm having a contraction right now. But we gonna move. I'm gonna explain to you why I'm having a contraction right now. Anyways, we're moving along. So I go into the triage room and I saw me broke down with even more bawling. Like when me tell her bawling, bawling. So the nurse said, "Oh no!" And when me tell her the woman is so sweet. I love her. She don't even know I love her. The woman is so sweet. She said, "Oh no, stop crying, calm down, talk to Jesus." She said, talk to Jesus, it's okay, calm down. Bearing in mind, she don't know what's wrong with me. Me not tell the woman me pregnant. When you got outpatient, you just got to write down your name and put that you need a doctor. Unless you need a specific doctor, you could put the specific doctor. You put your name, you put where you live, and you put doctor or the name of the specific doctor you're looking for. Right? So she said, talk to Jesus, whoever. So she gave me a minute to catch myself, and then she started to ask me what is wrong. So I told her what is wrong. At this point, we didn't have, there was no name for what is wrong with me or whatever, but I told her that, I told her all my symptoms, and she was just like, yeah, well, you say you're pregnant, so these are things that would happen to you if you're pregnant. And I told her I was taking this medication. And she said, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I told her that I feel like I'm dehydrated. And she said, you're dehydrated? And I said, yes. And she said, long out your tongue. And I long out my tongue, and my tongue they dry and cracked. And she was just like, oh no, you can't go home. You can't go home right now. I need to get some fluids inside of you. I think you have hyperemesis gravidarum. And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, yeah, I think you have hyperemesis gravidarum. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I get to collect myself and stop the bawling. And she goes and she gets the doctor, and they call me back. And I go to the emergency room, and my medic non-emergency comes in, and she looks at me. And I have this connection with this medic non-emergency. She knows I love her. We have this kind of weird connection. And she looks at me and she put on her shoulder like a show. And she said, the res. Because that's what she called me. She said, the res. And she put on her shoulder. And I said, please don't. And she come and she hugged me. And I said, please don't hug me. And she hugged me. And I broke down with bawling again. And I told her that I can't do this. I told her I can't do this and whatever. And she said, I'll be gonna fix it here, wherever. Okay, fine. They give me the drips. The drips got in the vitamin B complex and the gravel to stop me from vomiting and this, that, and the other. They put all this stuff in the drips, right? So now Therese got 2 bags of drips. And I told her about the pills, and I told her about the suicidal thoughts. Now, obviously, you go in a hospital and you tell somebody you're having suicidal thoughts. Well, honey, you gonna have a psych evaluation. Why I didn't think of that? I did not think of that. Because they looked up the tablets, and apparently the tablets does not come with the symptom of having suicidal thoughts. So why is it that Therese is having suicidal thoughts? Why am I so depressed? Why am I having suicidal thoughts? They don't know. So obviously I must be a little cuckoo, right? I mean, we know I'm not out there. We know I'm a little cuckoo, but they don't know that. I mean, medic non-emergency knows that, but they don't know that. So they send the psych guy to talk to me. And the psych guy comes and he talks to me, and I'm there telling the truth because I don't really lie. I don't lie. I can't lie. I'm not a good liar. Ask anybody who is close to me, they would tell you straight, like, if you look for somebody you lie, you go ask somebody else, because I'm going to tell the truth. I can't. I'm not good at it. It makes me nervous. I start sweating. I get anxiety. I'm just not good at lying. So he's asking me all these questions, and I'm telling him, and then I start realize he's asking some kind of questions. At first I thought he was just asking questions about the pregnancy and my mental state, but then he started asking some questions. Like, so when you had your last baby, did you bond with him? Did you have a connection with him? And I'm just like, not really. I mean, I had like 45 stitches after my last pregnancy. After I gave birth, I had to get 45 stitches. I had to be there being stitched up for 2 hours. I never told you guys all of this, I don't think. I had to be getting stitched up for like 2 hours, and the baby was in the room on oxygen. My baby was born at like minutes to 2 the afternoon. Me not get to hold my baby until like 8 o'clock the night. So yeah, it's safe to say the connection, it was not like it wasn't really there in the beginning. Like, I loved him, he was my baby, but he could have been anybody's baby. Anyways, you realize you're talking to a psych guy, and then at that point Demon is there with me, and he asks Demon questions too, and then one-on-one start to click in my head. I mean, just like he giving me an evaluation. He trying to put me in the cuckoo house. I said, this man trying to put me in the cuckoo house. I say, I stopped one time I stop talk. I say, you not finna put me in the cuckoo house after I'm going through all this shit. Oh no. Okay. So after I got the drips, I started feeling way better, and then all the doctors them just like, okay, stop take them pills there. You're gonna just got to push through. Hopefully it gets better. Sorry if I could hear me a belch, but acid reflux. Everybody been just like, hopefully you're gonna get better and you're gonna ease off, because usually after the first trimester things get better, blah blah blah. Ease off, it got worse. Okay. And then I remember asking medic, and I was just like, can I come back and get this? Like, is this something that I have to do something special to get, or can I just come back and get drips? And she was just like, no, you could come back. And I was just like, B, you ain't gotta tell me twice. I'm gonna be back, okay? I'm gonna be back. Okay. So after that, felt better, came home. Me could have cleaned my house, because my house been a mess. Like, me had clothes, pant up of clothes to wash, because when me tell her I couldn't move, I couldn't do nothing, I was just stuck. So me clean up my house and me get everything in, and then within a couple of days I was back to where I was. The only difference was I was now vomiting again, and I was not depressed anymore, but the constant heaving, eventually you become depressed just because you're in that constant state. Like, I was vomiting, my nose was bleeding every time I vomited, I was peeing myself while I was vomiting. It was just not a pretty sight. I remember being on the floor hugging the toilet, and I remember looking up and telling them, do not let me do this again. Do not let me do this again. I do not care how much me beg, plead, and cry about do not let me put myself through this here again. Because after you have a baby, you go through this blissful period. There's this wonderful blissful period where you look at them and they're so small and they're so cute and they're so innocent, and you forget everything. And you say, let's have another. Let's do this again. And that's how you know woman a little bit crazy in their brain, because the fact that you would even think that you should be doing that is a problem. But that's what women do, and that's why women have multiple children. People that say, oh, them to understand how woman could just get multiple children after the hot pain of labor. Girl, you forget the trauma just goes in the back of your brain. You look at that baby, you say, I could have another one. I'd do this again. I'd do it 10 more times. And then you do it again and you say, me not do it again. And then you're going to do it again because you're going to forget, well, me not forget this one, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I basically was in and out of the hospital. So that was, they said the first trip to the hospital was November. I did not stop going to the hospital until ending of January. Like every 2 weeks, Therese was in the hospital. And at one point, there was this one instance, I'm going to give you this one story. There's multiple pictures of me in the hospital, because as I tell you, maybe used to take pictures every time we go in the hospital. So hospital pictures will be here. Yeah, here they are. And then there was this one, I'll give you guys this one story. I had multiple trips, as I tell you. I was a frequent flyer. It was getting to the point where I didn't even have to go to triage no more. They was just like, Therese, come back. Come to the back. You don't have to go to triage no more. You don't have to fill out no form. Just come straight back. I lived there now. I had my bed. They knew the drill. They knew exactly what to give me because I was there that often. Right? I maybe not lose so much of weight. I lost so much weight. My face been look sucking. My skin been gray. Like, me look okay now. Me wouldn't say me look exactly, 100%, but I look okay now. During that time there, maybe it look terrible. I was like a shell of myself. And there was this one night I was home with Zion and Demon was in St. Kitts working. The story does always make me emotional. Demon was in St. Kitts working and he was coming up on, I think, the 10 o'clock boat, because they had missed wherever the next boat where they been supposed to come up and they may miss the boat. So he not been come up until 10 o'clock. And Ayu is like, I had pushed this, as I tell her, maybe not go to hospital maybe every 2 weeks or so. I had tried to push this one because the hospital bills were racking up. They were racking up. I think the last time I went, the amount of stuff that they had put in my IV bag, because it was so bad, because my muscles were depleting. Like, I had no muscles. My muscles, at that time, maybe had muscles because, like, maybe I do Pilates, and after that, maybe I do Pilates, and even, like, having to lift him all the time, like, me been developed, like, muscles, and me had calf muscles and thigh muscles, and I was, I was fit. Girl, no. All my muscles, them depleted, like, mush. Like, I had no muscles, so they had to be putting in potassium and all kind of different things. All kind of different things in my drip bag. So it wasn't only like vitamin B and what the thing name and gravel to stop me from vomiting. It was all of it. And so, because it was a lot, the bills were racking up, and I was just like, we cannot be paying this much money every time I go to the hospital. Like, one of the trips them in like $610. Because of all this stuff they've been putting in the IV bag. Like, IV bag itself is not expensive, but all the drugs that was going into it, it made it expensive. You get what I'm saying? So I was kind of stretching it out. Even though I was sick, I knew there was nothing I could do about it. But I don't know, when I got hospital, I had gotten into the rhythm of knowing what was going on. Like, me gonna just go to hospital, they're gonna give me the drips, and me gonna feel better for a couple of days, and then me going right back into feeling like shit again. So, yeah. So there was this one night, Demon was working late in St. Kitts, and I was home with Zion, and I was starting to lose my faculties. And when I say I was starting to lose my faculties, I was unable to move. So my legs and my hands, they were not moving. My brain is telling them to move, and they were not moving. It's like they were going numb or dead. My breathing was very slow and labored, and I was starting to not be able to see. And Zion me right there. He was right. He at first he was outside running up and down, and I had just given him a banana, and I went back in my bed, and I couldn't move. Um, and because I knew that Demon was on his way home, I didn't want to scare anybody, so I didn't want to call anybody and frighten them, because the state that I was in, like the way how I was in and out of the hospital and stuff, I was already panicking people. You get what I'm saying? Like me close people and them who knew that I was in the hospital, because I wasn't telling anybody I was pregnant like that. And I'm going to talk about that to the end. But sorry, me start to yeah. So I called my best friend and I told her, bearing in mind she's not in Nevis. She can't help me. She's not in Nevis. But I told her, listen, if you hear me stop responding to you, you need to hang up the phone and call them on. Or you need to hang up the phone and call somebody, because I'm finna pass out. Right? I thought it was finna be the end. So I'm on the phone with her and she's keeping me talking, and then like me will go quiet and she will be like, Resin, me be like, yeah, I'm here. And me eye them start to go dark. It was like I was slowly passing out. It wasn't like a instant me pass out. No, me not drop down. It was like my body was slowly shutting down. And I could not move, I could not talk, I could not see. It was bad. And Zion there hold me leg, and he's looking at me, and I could see the way how he was looking at me. You could have tell like he been worried about me, and I was just like, oh my God, like this can't be happening in front of my child. Like he watch me, this can't happen in front of my child. And my body started to shut down. I'm on the phone with you, and then afterwards, the man come home. And then he was just like, okay, I got to get you to the hospital. So at this point, the last time I went to the hospital, the doctor was like, you need to be checked in. Like, you can't just be come up here and go into the emergency room. This is obviously not giving you enough of what you need. You need to be checked in and stay up here for like at least a week, so that your body could catch yourself. And I was just like, girl, I can't be up here for no week. I got a baby at home to take care of, and plus I don't like to be in the hospital like that. I'm not trying to do this. Plus I was already racking up, the last bill been like $600 and something. I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. So but at that point, then I started realizing that I sounded like an idiot, because look at you, girl, just look at you. You are about to pass out in front of your child. And your friend were not even in the country, and your man not even Pan Island. He's on a boat coming over. You look stupid. Stop it. So the man finally reached home, and because me been done know that they're gonna make me stay in the hospital, me try to go wash my skin. I went to wash off my skin, put on like my long sleeves and whatever, because up there does be cold, and get me stuff together, get me portable chargers and all these things, because I know they would have made me stay up there, and like me put like blankets and stuff in the can, whatever. Bearing in mind me could barely move, so me hop along the frog. But after me went in the shower, is like me eye them start to open up, so I could have see again at least. Then went up to the hospital. The doctor that was trying to get me admitted, she was not there, because at this point, this is like 12 o'clock in the night. The doctor was not there. So because that doctor was not there, they don't, and this was a different doctor, they don't know what I've been going through. You get what I'm saying? So I go to the hospital, and the doctor was just like, she just been like, okay, what happened? And I'm explaining to her what happened, and I'm telling them that I almost passed out and whatever. But through them, they don't know that me a frequent fly up here, because them I work the night shift and me usually go in the daytime. They were just like, okay, so we're gonna just give you the drips or whatever. And I'm telling them like, me not feel the baby move. Also, I didn't tell you guys, I have an anterior placenta, which means that my placenta is in the front of my belly, which means that I didn't start feeling the baby kick when I'm supposed to feel the baby kick, so I couldn't feel the baby kick very often. So I was just like, if all of this is happening and I'm feeling like I'm about to pass out and all this shit, is my baby alive? Like, I was a mess. So me up that ball, and I asked them if they could get a Doppler so that I could hear the heartbeat. I didn't want no ultrasound or all of that. I wasn't trying to be overly dramatic. I just needed to hear the baby heartbeat. I needed to know the baby was alive. And obviously this is the emergency room, so the emergency room doctors, them they're not accustomed to got to deal with Dopplers and all of these things. So the nurse up there, she got the Doppler and she just there. She asked me how much weeks maybe. I tell her 15 weeks. And I always gonna remember this because she kept on repeating 15 weeks, 15 weeks, 15 weeks. And she scanned my belly. She had tried find the baby, but she had tried find the baby up here, like to the top, how you can see. Like she had tried find the baby. My belly too low for me to show y'all. But she had tried find the baby to the top, baby all the way to the bottom. Because it's a small, I'm only 15 weeks. And she did by me navel, and she like 15 weeks, 15 weeks. She had said over and over to herself. Because obviously, all nurses and all doctors, they have to be well-rounded training. So she probably did have some kind of training with it, but this is not something that she deals with every day. So she's just there like 15 weeks, 15 weeks, she can't find the heartbeat. Are you? She can't find the heartbeat. She couldn't find the heartbeat because she couldn't find the baby, because the baby was lower down, but she been up high. But that it make me start to panic now. So now me start to panic, me breathe fast, and me need to calm down because me gonna send up my pressure. And she just there 15 weeks, 15 weeks, 15 weeks, and I'm like, girl, hello. So they called down by maternity and they said they told maternity, we need a maternity nurse to come up here to do this Doppler. I am mega PP, may I come back. Okay, I'm back. So they get the maternity nurse to come, and obviously because I was not obviously because I don't know, but when I was in the hospital with Zion, I was in the hospital, well, I do know because in the labor and delivery vlog for Zion, but I was in the hospital with Zion for about maybe a week plus. So I know all the maternity nurses them. And there was a couple that stood out to me and that I really loved, and they really loved me, and yeah. So me and them, they had a connection, right? So they sent Nurse Martin. You know, I love Nurse Martin. Me and Nurse Martin, we good. We go together, okay? They sent Nurse Martin, and Nurse Martin came up there, and she was just like, hi, mommy. Are you okay? Like, you know, she talked to me all soft and whatever, and she's just like, okay, you're gonna have to calm down because I need to find the heartbeat, and if your heart is racing, it's gonna be hard for me to find the heartbeat, and blah 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 blah. And so she's looking for the baby, and then she finds the baby, and when she finds the baby, me broke down bawling again because now I'm just like, okay, the baby alive. And then she watched me and she said, oh Lord. And she said, are you okay? And then me explain to she, but me know, I obviously know who she is, but she not clock who me be. So, because me got me hoodie, and then me got me hat over me hoodie. So, she could not clock who me be. And then she been just like, what's your name? And me said, you don't remember me? And she said, remember you? And she da watch me. And she said, and me tell him Therese. And she said, Therese, that's you. And me pull up my hat and me pull off my hoodie, and she been just like, you don't look like yourself. You look so skinny, and your skin color look different, and wherever. I mean, just like, yeah, I miss that ball again. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, rough. And she said, oh no, baby, don't cry. And I could really tell that you want this baby and this, that, and the other. And me there in my head, and me there, I said, the baby, I try to kill me. Me don't know if me want to. And then she was just like, oh Lord, come, can I pray for you? She said, can I pray for you? And I was just like, oh my God. And when me tell her that woman, they hold me. She hold me like me been a baby. She cradled me in she arms, and she pray for me. She pray for me, and when I tell her that, it's like something come off of me. Something changed. When she held me and she rocked me like me and baby, and she pray for me and she rocked me while she pray for me, and she wiped me tears them, and I said, this woman is an angel. This woman is an angel and she does not know what she just did. And that is why when people just talk bad about nurses and stuff, I can't, not run on me. Not run on me. You're not finna talk about my girls like that, because my girls, they that's my thing. She come and she cradled me like I was a baby. She don't even know what she do. She don't even know what she do for me that day there. She completely changed me outlook on the pregnancy there. Like the negativity, the negative spirit that was on me about that pregnancy, it completely lifted. My mental state about that pregnancy, I wouldn't say it fully changed, because when me would feel sick or whatever, I'm human, so I would still feel however me would feel, but for some reason I started not associating the baby with the pregnancy. I was disassociating. I was disassociating, and even now that I am full term, the disassociation is very real, very, very real. Okay, so then that happened. That's a significant moment I wanted to tell you about. And then, so I didn't get admitted. They just gave me 2 bags of drips, and then we went home. In the middle of the night, we went home, we went sleep, and then went in, as I said, in and out of the hospital. In and out of the hospital. Even Christmas Day, I went from last year cooking the whole of the Christmas meal myself to this year not even being able to contribute nothing. I contributed nothing to Christmas. Before we went to, make sure me record Christmas Day, the meal and stuff. Before we went to my mom's house for Christmas, I vomited. And while vomiting, I peed myself. Yeah. And then I had to eat bread, dry bread. We don't even want to go into my eating problems, because that had been a problem within itself. Like, I went through this phase where all I could eat was boiled eggs. I went through this phase where all I could eat was deli sandwiches. I went through this phase where all I could eat was waffles. I'm still kind of in that phase. I can't eat any meats. And from January or so, all I could eat is pizza. That's all I eat, pizza. And so Mems has been living the vida loca off of me, because I have been spending all my money at Mems for pizza. And then the last 2 weeks or so, Mems decided she's going on vacation. So Therese didn't have no pizza. So guess what? The man got to buy me Dominators from Sinkits. It has to be sent over on the boat. Okay. And we got to eat our whole Dominator, because Mems is not in Nevis and I can't eat anybody else's pizza. No hate, no shade, no nothing to the rest of the people, but y'all just don't hit for me in this pregnant body. Okay? Okay. Back to Christmas. Are you Christmas Day? I told you guys I vomited. I peed myself, went to Christmas dinner, went in, greet everybody. Therese walking a Christmas dinner with a long bread. A long butter bread that I been want me walking to Christmas dinner with. And then it was time to eat, and Therese cried 6 times. Like, me walk inside to go show up my food, me walk back out the door, because me could not stop from crying, because it was so depressing. And it was so hard for me, because if you know me raping. And it was so hard for me to watch everybody else indulge in Christmas food, and me can't eat nothing. All me could eat a dry bread. And I was about to try, because that was maybe in a deli sandwiches era. So I was like, okay, I know I could eat turkey, I know I could eat ham, I know I could eat bread. So if I could get them there, pan and plate, I would be good. But watching all the other food was making me want to throw up, and the fact that had been make me want to throw up, I was real sad and emotional about it, so I just cried 6 times. And me would literally walk in, walk back out, ball, sit down, try catch myself, walk in, walk back out, ball, sit down, try catch myself. Like, it happened 6 times. It was actually ridiculous. It was actually ridiculous. And I could imagine somebody who has never been through this watching me behave so, and then probably being just like me and be dramatic. But I promise you, I was not being dramatic. I just could not help myself. So yeah, that happened Christmas Day. And then after Christmas Day, I was being admitted into the hospital. It wasn't even the triage, it wasn't the emergency room, it wasn't the 2 bag of drips. The rest was in the hospital. My doctor told me, nobody think you're going to hospital, go sit down up in an emergency room. You call me before you're going up there, and you're going in, you go find your bed, basically. Go find your bed, and you're gonna be up there for about no shorter than 3 days. You're gonna be in the hospital for. So it was like I was just spending all my weekends in the hospital, and all of this was happening because I kept on getting dehydrated, which was sad, but there was nothing they could do about it. However, my girl, Nurse Sergeant, that me roll dog, that me G. Sergeant said, Therese, you need to buy the baby water. You need to buy the baby water. Now, baby water is, it's like it has different, you know, when you bottled water has like different minerals and stuff in it. Baby water, the pH balance is different, and you got different minerals and whatever. So she been just like, your husband need to go get you some baby water. And she said, okay, you can't drink the baby, you got to drink the baby water ice cold. You got to be ice cold. And you can't drink a lot, you just got to sip it. And she get me to drink the baby water, and since that I was able to keep up my hydration. And I saw me stop go hospital for dehydration from since me start to drink the baby water. It got so much more me could tell you. It got so much more so much more depth that I could go into, but there's no reason to rehash out every single negative moment of this pregnancy. You get what I'm saying? There's no reason for it. Wait there. But what I will say is this. I can't do this again. The way how it messed with my mental state, the sacrifices that I had to give. I was not myself. I don't like this person. I feel like I am more myself now, but that's because the baby's getting evicted on Wednesday and today is Saturday. So it's kind of like we at the end of the rope, and I am 37 weeks now. By the time the baby is born, I will be 38 weeks. I cannot push the baby out naturally. That cannot happen this time because I tore so badly last time that they do not want to risk it. There is more in depth about that, but because I had to be stitched up, I told you guys I got about 45 stitches. It took them about 2 hours to stitch me up. Yeah, because that was so bad and I was bleeding so badly. They don't want to risk that happening again because I can have a pelvic prolapse, or I can be constantly constipated, because the last time they did have to stitch my butthole up. Not stitch up my butthole, but stitch up the muscle that is between your butt, your anal cavity and your vaginal cavity. Yeah, they had to stitch that up. And if that is not stitched up properly, you can be in some serious problems. And it's not that the people are not capable of stitching it up properly, but if I am bleeding uncontrollably, they will have to, their job is basically to stop the bleeding. They can't have me bleed out. So because of this, because they can't, sorry, I am people outside, I live in an apartment building, news. Anyways, because of the bleeding out thing factor, and the pelvic prolapse factor, and the constant constipation factor, and the fact that it could ruin my sex life factor, I'm not doing that. No, The doctor not had to give me the rest of the symptoms them. She not had to give me the rest of the risks them that could happen. She started listing out risks, and I was just like, listen, you don't have to say nothing else. Cut them out. Cut the baby out. It is fine. I will not fight you. I am not one of those people who are one of those women who have a birth plan and they got to stick to them birth plan, and they're going to be so distraught if their birth plan don't go to plan, not me. Take come out. However, he get out once he out. And he's safe, and he got 10 fingers and 10 toes. I don't care how he get out. It's not a problem for me. It does not bother me. Yeah. Yeah. I guess now that I am vlogging again, whatever else I forget, I will just mention later on down the line. Yeah, that can work, right? But for right now, yeah, this is what it is. I feel like me had more things to say. Me can't remember right now. But whoever may remember, I will let you guys know. Okay? Okay. So, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but I am having a girl. I have not told anybody her name. Y'all will find out. When y'all find out, I am going to try and do a birth vlog like I did with Zion. Hopefully this one is better. Because it's a C-section, I don't know the procedure. I don't know if I can record stuff. I don't know. I'm going to record what I can record, and whatever I can't record, I'm going to try and get on my phone, and we'll see what we get. But we're going to meet this baby soon. And as I told you guys before, I have been disassociating, and maybe I am a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you know, we're moving, we're functioning. The trauma, we don't think about it. Who is she? You know, who is she? But yeah, I was not hiding my kid from the world or the world from my kid. I was not trying to be mysterious by hiding my pregnancy. I want like me or something special. I was just not myself. I was a shell of a person, and I am very much a sharer, which is why I do YouTube, and which is why I talk so much, and which is why I post on my status. I stop post on my WhatsApp status. Like, I completely stopped posting. Like, people were not seeing me. I would post Zion every now and again, just for when people would constantly be asking me, like, what are the videos of Zion? Because I know I do some kind of crazy stuff, which I can try to incorporate in vlogs moving forward. So I know how to do some kind of crazy stuff, and people just miss seeing him and stuff. And I usually record him and post him, you know, people enjoyment, and just to share the enjoyment that my child brings to my life, I would share with others. And I stopped doing that too, because I just did not have the energy, and I was in such a bad mental space that I did not want people's joy. I was not happy, and I did not want your happiness. Okay? I also did not want to share my negativity with the world, so I just didn't post, because if I were to post, it would be negativity, and I didn't want to put that out there, because you should not be putting your negative energy out into the world. Keep that to yourself. And if you have to share it with a therapist or with somebody who can help you, and none of these people can help me, okay? Yeah, it was really bad. Let me give you all a list of people I hated. I hated all the people that posted menus. Why? Why do you have to post a menu every day? I mean, I know why. Preface this by saying, I know that I'm wrong, but in this moment, I hated all you people. Why do you have to post menus every day? Why do you have to post pictures of your food? All of you people that told me to eat crackers, I hate you. Telling, oh, just eat a cracker. Eat small bites. Eat small things. You try this. Shut up. I can't even drink water, and you're telling me to eat crackers. Crackers gives me heartburn. Yeah, I was not a happy person, so I didn't want to share my unhappiness with you people. And let me tell you something else. For all you people, when this baby is born, okay? For any of you who want to come and tell me, me not come to see you, me only come to see the baby. Nobody care about you, we only care about the baby. You're not important no more, we only care. I will cut you. I will throw you over the balcony. Try me. Try me. I will throw you over the balcony and you will not be welcomed in my house. I will stop the conversation. Do not come at me with that kind of stuff there. Because after what me just went through for that child of your life, you better be coming to see me. You better know that me important. You better know that me went through some stuff. Okay? It's not cute. You're not cute by saying that. It's not cool. Don't say that to mothers because I got 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out the grave. You understand? Don't do it. Thank you. And for all the people, all my people, all the nurses, them, I love y'all. All the doctors, I love y'all. For the ones that hug me, for the ones that encourage me, I love y'all. And to my family and my friends, the ones them that checked in even though they didn't know that something was wrong, I love y'all. And also to my husband, I love you because you put up with a lot. You put up with a lot. The pregnancy, I was a lot and you dealt with it. A1. I already bet you a dead CIO.
But I don't know what to do.